Yo guys, what's up? It's just back with another episode of YouTuber Tuesday. And on this YouTuber Tuesday, we are shouting out Bailey Sarian. She makes makeup tutorials, haul videos, true case videos called Murder Mystery Makeup Monday. I completely messed up there for a second. But yeah, she makes videos like this.
You know when you're watching a movie and it's got like the most random title and you're like, I wonder why they named it that. And then you're watching the movie and then they say the title in the movie and you're like, I get it now. We're having that moment. So between the two of them, they spent over $100,000 on an empty and soundproof trailer, as well as the supplies within it. The trailer itself was put on his property in the backyard area, and they stocked it with a crap ton of supplies, okay? What kind of supplies, you ask? With saws, knives, needles, surgical tools, whips, chains, straps, a fur-lined coffin, tons of doctors' tools and supplies, electrocution clamps, ropes, and a plethora of sex toys that were intimidating to most. Now, David had decorated the walls with very graphic, pornographic images of women being tied up, gagged, strangled, and it was now their wallpaper. In a video I saw when they were like touring the toy box, it's just, he like ripped out the pages of porn magazines and hung them all throughout this toy box. So like I mentioned, he was a mechanic and he would always build and make his own tools. David took on a new hobby of building and creating his own sex toys. Okay, look, if you have children around and stuff, they shouldn't be watching this. No children. He made dildos out of plastic tubes, you know, like PVC pipes that you get at like Home Depot and stuff. Not sponsored. This plastic PVC pipe dildo, it was huge. At the base of the dildo were a bunch of nails sticking upwards, so it would rip and cut the skin. I'm talking about this dildo's like this fat, right? First of all, who's that fitting in? You nasty. And around the whole base of it were nails, long nails sticking up all the way around. And then there were more nails at the base of the wiener, like facing outwards. Okay, so this toy, it was obviously not made for pleasure. It was made for pain. He made a couple of different penetration machines where the wiener would just like jab aggressively, which is fine. Again, like I've seen those before, but again, this one was made to create some kind of damage. It was not made for pleasure. There were ankle spreaders, but not just normal ones that are safe. Nay. These ones would keep the legs open to the point where your hips would pop out of place or your muscles would tear. He somehow managed to get a gynecologist chair with the stirrups and shit, and he put that in the center of the room and all his toys around. We've got the pornography all over the walls. He's like, yes, this has been my dream. There was a homemade electrical generator that was used for torture. A mirror was mounted on the ceiling above the gynecologist's chair, so whoever was in the chair could watch. David also made like a wooden contraption that would bend his victims over and immobilize them while he could have dogs or friends come over and stick it in them. Yes, I know, disgusting. This part's really gross too. It was said that David would put gravy into the lower area of whoever was in this contraption, and he would let dogs just go at it. With David, he didn't want consenting adults, okay? Nay. He wanted to kidnap and create pain to his victims instead, and also involving animals, which is absolutely disgusting. So let's jump to March 22nd, 1999 in Elephant Butte. Now, on this evening, David had posed as an undercover police officer, and he approached a sex worker. Her name was Cynthia. He approached her in a parking lot. She offered him, like a blowjob or something, okay? And and he told her that she was under arrest for solicitation of sex work, and then he handcuffed her. So he puts her in the car, and they drive off, and they get to his home. Takes her into his trailer, his house, where she was then handcuffed and chained to a bed in the living room. He had on like a dog collar with a bunch of like spikes in it, completely locked on her. So she ended up being there for about 3 days. She was in captivity, and Cynthia was just like, I've got to get out of here. Okay, she knew she had to get out or she was going to die. So then David, he goes to work, and Cindy, David's girlfriend, is in the house, and she's supposed to supervise, make sure Cynthia isn't getting out. Cindy gets a phone call, bring, bring, bring. She's like, hey bitch, what's up? And Cynthia is on the bed. She looks over and she sees that Cindy accidentally left the keys to the chains that were on her wrist. The keys were on the table next to the bed. So Cynthia's like, gotta get those keys. So Cindy's on the phone like, yeah, starts walking away, and she walks into the other room. She's on the phone, and Cynthia's like, dude, it's like now or never. So Cynthia somehow manages to like scoot her way over to the table, and she's able to get the keys. So she's kind of struggling. She's kind of like, you know, when there's a lot of adrenaline running through your body, you're shaking, you're not being very quiet. So Cindy's on the phone, and she hears like some jiggling and some struggling happening. And she's like, let me call you back. Click. So she goes back to the room, and she sees that Cynthia has gotten the keys, and she's unlocking herself. Cynthia's like, her adrenaline's just pumping. So then Cindy jumps on top of her, is trying to fight her, trying to like pretty much knock her out. Cindy then grabs a lamp that was on the table, and she like knocks it over Cynthia's head. She's trying to knock her unconscious, but Cynthia managed to unlock her chains, free her hands. So then some reason there's an ice pick that was nearby, and Cynthia grabs,
and like this,
it's gonna be over. I don't know if it's their last season or anything, but I just don't want it to be over. Okay, I put these clips in my hair because I don't know why I do my hair first. My hair always looks like garbage when I'm done with my makeup. I guess because you just want to feel somewhat cute, because you're already feeling kind of vulnerable showing up here with no makeup on, looking a mess, you know, and then like no hair. That's so brave. I just like don't know how you guys do it. Just kidding. Anywho, so I'm going to use now the ColourPop Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer again. This is the shade Light 45W. So Valentine's Day. It's not necessarily like my favorite holiday. I don't even know. What did we do last year? I don't know. But this year, I got us tickets to go see one of my favorite bands. It's not Fernando's favorite band, but it's one of mine. They're called Murder by Death. And they're playing on Valentine's Day. So we're going to go see them. I'm very excited. So this is probably the look I'll do, right? One time I went and saw them by myself, and it was so fun. I used to go to shows by myself all the time, and I don't know what happened to me because I kind of haven't in a while. I highly support that. Like if there's a band or somebody that you want to see play, but you don't have anyone to go with, just go by yourself. It's so much fun, and nobody knows that you're there by yourself if you're embarrassed. I would go to shows all the time. Like I was single at the time. That's probably why I stopped going to shows by myself, because I was single at the time. And it would be the best because it was such a great way to like meet people. You have to be careful, of course, always be careful, but it was a great way to meet people. And if you're just like a shy or uncomfortably nervous, I don't know how to talk to people kind of person like myself, you know, at these types of things, you don't have to talk to people if you don't want to. But for the most part, at least you know, if you do decide to talk to people, you have one thing in common, this band or music or whoever. Anywho, so yeah, we're going to do that. And then we might go out for like dinner or something. I think technically Valentine's Day is actually Fernando and I are, I think it is. It's our anniversary kind of. You see, we have like 2 anniversaries. One is the day we met, which was on a Friday the 13th, but we didn't officially start dating until the Valentine's Day after. So I don't ever know like what our anniversary is. Fernando is the type in the relationship to where he remembers our anniversaries and stuff. And I don't. I'm really bad. I know, I feel so bad. Okay, so now I'm going to do blush. So I want to use a cream blush, which means I'm going to do that before powder. And this is ColourPop, and it's their blush sticks, and it's called Under Pressure. It's a pretty color. I'm going to use a brush to apply because sometimes when I put it directly on, it turns into a mess. With the brush, I have a little bit more control. Fernando and I watched the strangest movie ever. It was called Border, and it's on Hulu. But yeah, we watched Border, and I had heard of it from, what's that actress's name? Audrey Plaza? Or Aubrey Plaza? Audrey. She mentioned it was a good movie and it was on Hulu, so I was like, ooh, I should watch that. Boy, was it a wild ride. Just watch it and report back because I don't even know how to explain it. It is one of those movies where you can't predict what's going on. It's just a big ol'... It was like that. Was it good? It was different. I'll give them that for sure. I kind of had nightmares about it last night. It's not a scary movie by any means. It's just like weird, kind of uncomfortable. Just the sex scene was weird. You gotta watch it. It has, I think it's in, I forget which language it's in, but there's subtitles, which honestly, subtitles aren't my favorite because when I'm going to watch a movie, it's usually because I just want to tune out and like not do anything. And reading, oh my God. Honestly, it was like so good and so interesting that I kind of forgot I was reading subtitles. And that is how you do it. That is how you do it. This is number 7 Translucent Perfect Light Loose Powder. I'm going to use this under my eyes. I got way too much. It's like little angel wings under my eyes, right? The arms of an angel. How's that song go? Angel. So my eyebrows, I am going to first use Pear Soap, 99-cent store, and a spoolie. These are so gross. Spray the soap with water or a setting spray. It's up to you. I normally just use water, but I'm feeling fancy. I brush this through the brow. The soap holds the brows up and in place all day. Gives it that fluffier effect. It's funny how many different styles, shapes your eyebrows go through throughout your journey in this life, you know? We all, well not all, because there's some kids here. But for the most part, if you were born in the late 80s, early 90s, you probably went through that stage where you plucked... I didn't fart. It was my chair. I didn't fart, you guys. Leave me alone. Anyways, like I was saying, you probably went through that stage where you overplucked your eyebrows and then fat eyebrows were back in and then everybody was painting on their eyebrows.
Check her out. Show her some love. Link to her channel will be down in the description. Clickables will be at the end of the video for you to go and check out her content goodness. That's right, that's a new thing now. Content goodness. You go check that out. Because you need it. You know, working all day, you need some goodness. But yeah, that's all I got for you on this episode of... I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. We're almost at 500. Yeah. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And follow me on Snapchat. Yeah. Wait, did I say that right? Yeah, I got it. Y'all know what I mean. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next video.